When you are in a songwriting rut, it's always a great idea to try something new, try something different. And one of my favorite ways is to start my song with a reverse guitar part. It never fails to inspire me. I wrote entire songs where each layer is a reverse guitar part, like this one, for example. So in this video, I'm going to show you three techniques, three different ways that you can craft a reverse guitar tone and use it for songwriting. The first technique, I alluded to this in my video on delay types, it's to play through a reverse delay mode on your delay pedal. So all you have to do is to choose the reverse mode, put the mix knob all the way up, low repeats so that it doesn't get too overwhelming, and then you can tap your desired tempo. So if I play through a preset like this, here's how it's going to sound. So it's very normal that it's not synchronized between what you see on screen and what you hear, because I'm playing only through the reversed delays and not my dry signal. That's why it's important to put the mix knob all the way up to kill the dry signal. So now, if I play, there's a delay, right? Because I chose my tempo on the delay pedal. So the big advantage of that is that you can play your reverse song live without going through the unreversed part and reversing it afterwards. You can play it reversed from the beginning to the end. But the con is that it gets very confusing. You cannot base yourself off of what you're hearing, but off of what you're feeling and seeing and counting in your head. So if I play the part of the song that I played at the beginning of this video, it's just simple arpeggios like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then the E again, and this one. Right? So if I add the fully wet reversed sound with this one, it's not going to follow what I'm playing. So it can get pretty messy. So it's very important that to have a strong internal pulse to count in your head and really play in your head the unreversed version, right? I'm going to think about right? So you have to practice it a lot, especially if you want to play the entire song live like I did, like this. But it's possible if you count in your head and you're really steady. But there are ways that might be less complicated. The second technique is to use your looper pedal. So you're going to play it unreversed, and then you're going to reverse it using the looper pedal. So I'm going to record my arpeggios normally, and then I'm going to reverse them in the looper. It goes like this. All right, so now I'm gonna open the menu by holding the down left button, and then I'm gonna scroll to reverse. So if I select it, the track is going to be queued to reverse at the end of it, as you can see with the little progress bar in purple. So that's really nice. You can do that on your looper too, and you can add as many layers as you want to reverse. And the third technique is that if you don't have a delay pedal with a reverse function, you don't have a looper on your pedal board, you can still record it unreversed in your recording software in your computer. And pretty much any digital audio workstation has processes like reverse. So as you can see here, I have recorded it unreversed. All right, and then we are going to click on that track. We're gonna go, I'm using Cubase, so that might be elsewhere if you have another digital audio workstation. I'm going in Audio, Processes, and Reverse. There you go. So now it's in reverse, and let's hear that. It's pretty similar to what we've played before. Nice. So I would recommend recording it dry so that you can use your delays and reverbs afterwards as plugins in your recording software and really dialing the tone that you want so that it's not tied to the reverse track. So instead of using my New Neighbor Wet or my Strymon Big Sky on my pedal board, I would use them as plugins or any plugin that you have. So for example, if I go in reverb, I have the New Neighbor Wet plugin version. Or if I want to use the Big Sky, I have the Big Sky in plugin version. So I could use like something super ethereal like the cloud mode, and that would add a great ambience to that track right here. And of course, if you need it to go longer, you can always like copy and paste the track and arrange it in any way you want. But if you don't have the pedals shown in the first two techniques, it's still possible to do it in your recording software. Of course, you don't have to write a song entirely in reverse. It can be just one little part, one little flourish on top to add something different on top of your song. And I would really suggest keeping it simple with it. If you have a complicated part, it could sound really messy. So that's why in my song, I used simple arpeggios, just with 8 notes, super steady, right? So that I could play the entire song without stumbling and without making many mistakes, right? So it was an easier version to play in reverse. So if you'd like to get suggestions of which pedals on any budget that you could get for your delays, your loopers, to recreate what we played today, go grab my ambient guitar gear guide for any budget. It's the first link in the description box below. I made pedal demos for 10 plus years on my channel at various different price points, and in that guide I'm listing for me what are the best bang for the bucks on any budget, whether you have low, mid, or high budget. You can get great pedals for looping, for delays, and I also added a free plugin option, so if you want to go the recording software route. So if you want my best suggestions, you can grab my guide. Once again, first link in the description box. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, au revoir.